I'm Andrew Meddings from Sydney, Australia. I'm a T4 complete paraplegic. I had a business and a young family back in 2000, and my business was truck repairs, and I had my own truck workshop. And I was also racing motorbikes at the time. Anyway, on Easter long weekend in 2000, I had a 2-day desert race. And on day 2 I happened to have a bit of a stuff up and I fell off and I broke my back at a T4 level. Sort of thought motorbikes would be completely out of the realm of any sort of possibility, but I had no dramas talking about, yep, I'll be out in a quad bike and back out racing again and doing that, and a trike, get a trike motorcycle, that'll be fine. Anyway, I was back home. My son was 5 at the time, and we had a little motorbike, and Mum said, motorbike's gone, never riding motorbikes again. She sold that while I was in hospital. And I thought, well, I've got to do something with my boy, so I figured, well, go-karts is probably all right sort of thing, and I bought my young bloke a go-kart, and I took him down the track, and first time I went down the track, I thought, there's no reason I can't drive one of them. So I went and bought a go-kart the following week, and my young bloke, he sort of liked motorbikes more than go-karts. So at one of the go-kart tracks, they had sessions where you could get these little Chinese pocket bikes and you could ride them on a go-kart track. So I figured, well, I'll buy him a little pocket bike and I'll take the go-kart. We can still go out together and he can ride a motorbike down there. We get around the mum thing by we say, well, it's only a toy bike, it's only this big, it's not really a motorbike, it's just a toy. So we got one of them, and I thought, well, geez, there's no reason I can't ride that little bike. So then I bought myself one too. We went out to a mate's farm, and another friend of mine that's in a wheelchair, he was talking about riding a bike, and I said, look, I've been riding this little one, I got this little one, and he had a mate out there that had a real size, a 450 trail bike, and I said, all right, well, let's modify it. We'd seen some electric gear shifters and things like that, so we bought an electric gear shifter for this 450. He bought the bike and I bought the shifter, and we kitted that up to see how it would go and put it together, and no problems at all. It really surprised me how good my balance was, because I'm a reasonably high level and I've got no torso balance. I thought it would be a bit hard to balance the motorbike, but just your fine motor skills really improve to make up for what you haven't got. So the fact that once you're getting on and you're going really slow, it was quite hard to balance. As soon as you got a little bit of speed, I was finding that I could ride equally as good as a lot of other people. And the fact that within being on the bike for 3 minutes, I could wheel stand 300 metres up the road, it was pretty good feeling. We also go riding with like socially with some of the boys in the trail bikes. I have got my full motorbike licence back again. I was lucky enough to have somebody at the RTA that had a bit of common sense, and I just went down there with my credentials, and because I had a licence before, I didn't have to go through all the testing. It was just do a computer test again and I got my licence back. But I have found out since, you are able to take a modified motorbike down to any testing facility where they do rider training and get a full motorbike licence back. Riding on the road isn't too smart a thing to do because it's a pain when you get the traffic lights. I actually built a bike last year for a charity run that I do. I do a charity run with Down syndrome. It's called the Scrap Heap Adventure Ride. It's where you have to get a bike under $1,000. It's a piece of junk. Do it up a little bit, it's got to be registered, and we go on a big long ride with a lot of guys and have a lot of fun.